Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Happy Saturday, fam. Happy Saturday. We made it.
Happy Saturday, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 188. Today's episode is going to be pretty wild, man. Like, if you guys think South Koreans are innocent, think again. They're pretty wild. They play different. They really do play different. But
like
I think
North Korea
everybody,
wild? Like North Korea wild or a different type of wild?
Well, everybody know like North Korea is wild, but we didn't think. I thought South Korea was like the good ones.
Yeah, that's what we've been told.
Not behind the scenes,
That's what we've been
behind
told.
the scenes, that's where their true feelings come out. They're like, okay, this is how we really feel, and this is what we really like to do.
Like, mask off.
Yeah, exactly.
We here.
All right, so before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, you can get some Media Hijack t-shirts from themediahijack.com. Chris has his on today. Look at that fine model right there. Let's go. Yes, can get some t-shirts from themediahijack.com. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we're here every Tuesday or Saturday, but we'll tell you, you guys just got to follow our social media. And then, because we don't know.
We don't know. Life happens.
Yeah. Life can get in the way, and then we have to change the schedule. But usually, we're here around Tuesday. Tuesday at 6 Eastern. But always, you can catch the replay on YouTube. And also, we're on the major audio platforms. If you guys are there, give us that 5-star frog splash. And yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're everywhere.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's get started. All right, so before we get started, because this is it's a pretty heavy topic, so I'm gonna start light a little bit in the beginning with some fun facts. So the shoe company Adidas, right?
Yeah, I love them.
So how do you pronounce Adidas?
Adidas. I've heard some people say Adidas.
Yeah, they're saying like the correct pronunciation is Adidas. Do you know who made the shoes? Like what country?
Was it Italy?
It's Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it is actually pronounced Adidas because the dude name was Adi, and then his last name was like Dassler, but his real name was actually Adolf. It was actually Adolf Dassler, right? But then he, after World War II happened, he changed his name to I guess his nickname is Adi, and then his last name is Dassler. But then he took that slur out, and then he just said Adidas.
Adidas.
And that's how we got Adidas.
Adidas.
Yeah, it came from a German dude.
Now in Atlanta, I heard it's been called from who did this song? Was it Big Boy? Is Outkast? Tell him Mike. But there's a song called Adidas, but it's like all I do is dream about sex.
Yeah. That's the famous thing, the acronym for it.
The American version of Adidas.
Yeah, because if you think about all these iconic companies, right, like Adidas, Nike, like how do they come up with these names? Because if you think about it, it seems simple, but it's not simple. But it makes sense when it's put together. Like Adidas, right? Makes sense. I was like, damn. I was like, how did they come up with Adidas?
Like Fila.
Yeah, Fila, Reebok. How'd they come up with that? Nike. Huge.
All right, there's like what's that one clothing company? Hugo Boss. Did you hear about them? They they helped design the Nazi uniforms for World War II. The clothing company Hugo Boss.
What? I never heard about that.
Yeah, they made the Nazi uniforms. Now they're not saying that, now I've heard stories where the people in the company Hugo Boss may not have been Nazi affiliated, like they've had no ties to them, but their company did the Nazis paid them to make uniforms. It was like, shit, sure, whatever, we'll make you some outfits for your Holocaust shit. Let's go.
That's wild, dude.
We'll have you looking fucking nice during the Holocaust. Looking spiffy.
Hot tool, yeah. But yeah, just rolled out of bed, says all day I dream about snacks. It could be that.
Yes.
All right, so main topic for the night, we're going to be talking about South Korea nth rooms, like NTH, nth rooms.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a infamous, notorious chat rooms on Telegram that was created by an individual. He called himself God. Not God, but God twice.
Damn, that's kind of badass. I ain't gonna lie. I'm mad. I ain't think of that. Damn. Yeah. I ain't God. I'm God.
Yep, and it all started on Telegram. So the infamous nth room chat rooms was a place where women and young females are extorted, trafficked, and then even tortured. So, and what's the crazy part about this is that over 260,000 men in Korea, they paid to see these females get tortured on these chat rooms. And then you would think, like, okay, like, are these females consenting to it, or are they forced because, you know, they have some type of blackmail against them to where, like, if they don't do these acts, right, these torture acts or whatever they want them to do, they I think they were about to be exposed, like, if they don't do these acts for this dude named God. Which is this is his username, these chat rooms.
Right.
All right. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a legit thing that people get bribed to the point where it's like, because you think, like, how far was somebody willing to go to keep their secrets to themselves? I know out here, I'm not sure if it's big in other countries, but I know out here in America, like, recently, they like past couple of years, they've been having, like, somebody, like, people pulling scams on high school students to where they'll get in contact with a high school student, and they usually, like, somebody's a part of, like, a sport, like football or track or whatever, and then somehow they'll pretend like they're, like, a female online and they, like, have an interest in them, and then by the point they start flirting with the athlete, the high school athlete, they start sending them nudes. They take the nudes and they start blackmailing them to the point where the teenagers are, like, off of themselves now. So it's like, fuck, man, like, the blackmail shit is, like, heavy, man, to a point where, like, you start to see, like, teenage boys, like, clocking out early because they're getting blackmailed by unknown entities online that they thought was, like, some chick or whatever, and they gave them, like, some nudes, and now their nudes about to be exposed. So, man, so, like, I believe, like, something like this, what you're saying, like, just to go back to that, like, you just, man, people put you in those positions, like, how far are you willing to go to get out of this type of situation where they got something over your head? And like, I thought like, self-deleting was like a pretty common way, but torture, that's like next level, man. To want to go through some type of torture to prevent it, that is,
yeah, because it's ongoing, Yeah, because you're so afraid of getting, like, exposed to, like, your family and to the public, basically. Right. So in these Telegram rooms, right, created by this dude named God, he the reason why he called it the nth room was because, like, it's like nth, like, if you look it up in the dictionary, it's like damn, Lizzie going crazy. Let me look up the definition of this.
I know in DC Comics it's called nth metal. It's like a type of metal.
Yeah, I don't have the definition, but it has something to do with, like, okay, so imagine if you have, like, a bunch of toys, right, and all the toys are, like, all different, and then let's say okay, never mind, that's too hard. Okay, imagine going to a flea market, and then there's a whole bunch of, like, places where you can buy a whole bunch of different stuff.
Okay.
So it's like it's basically like a flea market.
Okay, one-stop shop.
Room is like a flea market, and you go there to shop for all things, whatever. If you like little boys, little girls, stuff like that. So he created, like, 8 different rooms for that.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You like little redheads?
Yeah. All right, so the story of the nth room, it began around 2018 to 2019. So it was really recent. And it all started on an app called Telegram. And Telegram is the 6th most downloaded app in the world. It's your typical instant messenger app. Most users that use it, they don't use it for, like, bad stuff. So, like, I don't want to say, like, this app is bad, but the reason why criminals use it is because they have a lot of features where everything's so private, even the people in Telegram, they can't even get a hold of information.
I know some people that have, like, had, like, YouTube channels and may have got booted off of YouTube that ended up on shit like Telegram, because it's kind of like, that they can kind of just do whatever the hell they want now because YouTube ain't like pressing them or whatever. I know it's like I didn't know like it was in that type of realm of like dark web-ish type stuff. But I knew it was like a hot spot for like where a lot of racist people congregate and have racist discussions about racism.
Yeah, racist stuff or like illegal activity, selling drugs or moving bodies, trafficking females, males, all of that shit. Because like what makes like because there's a bunch of messenger apps like on the internet, right? But what makes this messaging app different from all the other ones is because it's heavily like encrypted. So most of the data, like they did the code so good to where like even if the FBI came to Telegram and like, hey, can you pull up this chat message from so-and-so? They can't pull nothing. Because even they can't get access to it because it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be private. And, that makes sense.
Right.
Because they got this thing, it's called secret chats, right? So for users like that wants enhanced security, Telegrams, they offer the end-to-end encryption in secret chats. Like this ensures that the only way for communicating users only the people that's communicating with each other, they can read the message. And then there's no possible way for third-party people, like even Telegram, they have no access to that content.
Damn.
And this would make Telegram like so fucking strong.
Yeah. So if Telegram can't get a hold of it, that means if the FBI or anybody else wants anything from it, they can't get it because Telegram don't have it.
Yeah, it's only the two users can see it.
Yeah. Oh, I can see why illegal shit.
So like the criminal's like, holy shit, hey, that shit's strong, man. Like maybe we should switch over to using Telegram because like it's almost like they created so strong, like it helps criminals out, basically.
Man, this is like what's that shit? This is like Silk Road 2.0.
Silk Road 2.0 on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say the reason why I say like on steroids is because you can download this app on your phone, and with a couple clicks you can get to these end rooms with just a couple clicks. Click on this link, that link, boom. You're looking at a whole bunch of illegal activity that's happening.
Back in the day, you used to have to like go through a rabbit hole to get to even the surface of it.
Exactly. Like back in the days, you would have to go to the dark web. You got to get a Tor browser. You got to go through all this shit and then hide your VPN, all this bullshit just to, look at grown adults fiddling on children's pianos.
And the game's changing too now because now they're starting to do AI art, pedo stuff, like AI pictures now. It's AI, crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy because like AI is getting so strong now, right? Where I think today AI can generate kiddie porn.
Straight up, yeah. I heard they're using it for kiddie porn now. They can just straight up just. I don't know if it's like an actual film in motion type thing they can do, but I know as far as picture wise, man, I've heard they've been finding them shits left and right, and it's all AI. So it's like, man, so that's another thing. Us as humanity, like, hey AI, get on this, man.
Exactly.
Y'all flag everything else, shit.
Yeah, well, imagine like having access to that software, but then like it being like not tied down to the company, right? Like where everything is a free for all. You could create anything you want, and you have that type of access. Would it be like a good thing or a bad thing? Because if AI is able to create like kiddie porn, like would that market towards like these adults that's actually looking for like kiddie porn? Like would it be a good thing? Because I remember a long time ago, right? I think we talked about this before. You were saying how like they were actually making like child dolls, like sex dolls, like to accommodate for pedophiles.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, but does you think stuff like that will help alleviate that that desire to
need? Yeah,
that need to mess with a child like that. It is fucked up, but like would you rather have them mess with like a child, but it's like a doll, than to actually go balls to the wall with
like
a
a dog
child.
that was chewing. Like a dog that was a chew on something, you buy the bones. Like here's a
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
My cords.
Yeah, like that is crazy. Like I don't know. Like, could you get mad at that?
Here, David the pedophile. Here's this little, this stuffed pillow of a kid of like what's the name it's a Disney Channel show, Lizzie McGuire, like a doll of Lizzie McGuire when she's like a little kid. Like, hey, you want this? I mean, I don't know, man, because then the question will come up is like, is it encouraging them to keep doing it? But at the same time, though, it's like, would you put this in the same category as like masturbation? You know, it's like okay, like, well, I have this need to want to go out and have sex with somebody, or I could just rub one out at home and then, you know, just fucking go to bed, which is legal,
right?
Like, you ain't gotta go nowhere. But I don't know. It's how can you deal with these people? Because I keep hearing stories about there's no cure for them at all. So it's like, how can you deal with something that doesn't? Can they be rehabilitated? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know either.
We figured this out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
Especially if they come from a background of being molested themselves. That's a whole nother fucking...
Yeah, because it's in their head now. And they're subconsciously like doing things where they're trying to fulfill like a void. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what is this void? They don't even know it themselves. So they're doing it subconsciously. And then they end up doing something like really dark. They're like, holy shit. Like, and at the end of the day, like when they're in cuffs, like, I can't believe like I did something like that, you know? Yeah, so it's scary, dude.
Hurt people.
Yeah. Or like people that's just mentally like, you know, like detached from like reality.
Yeah, checked out.
Yeah, like they logged out and log into a different account in their head. Oh, God mode.
Right? God.
Oh, I'm God mode now. All right, so like another feature on this Telegram app is like they have a feature called self-destructing message.
What?
So like in secret chats, user can set a message to self-destruct after a certain time period. Once the message is read, it will be deleted automatically after the specific time. And all of this, it enhances the whole security of Telegram. And the criminals were like, yes, let's fucking stop making it so difficult for these pedophiles out there to gotta go through all this stuff to get their dark web. Where, I mean, they could do it from like the convenience of their smartphone, and all they got to do is download a Telegram app, and we could drop all these links and stuff, and then, you know, nobody's gonna know.
Nobody will ever know. Damn, and of course they're gonna tell their other pedo buddies, "Hey guys, come over here!" Like, hey,
get over here. Ling ling.
That's crazy.
Right.
Unchecked, man. Just letting these motherfuckers do what they want.
Yeah, and all this happened recently, 2018, 2019.
Oh, hell. So this is right before COVID hit.
Right before. It's almost like a sweet spot, too, which is crazy.
They was probably going crazy during COVID, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody at home, all the kids at home.
So convenient.
Man, they probably swept through damn Telegram.
All right. All right, so a username, God. His real name is Moon Hung Wook. He is believed to be the first person to start a small collection of about 8 so-called nth rooms. So nth room, according to the Webster Dictionary, means a number with an unspecific number. Like I was telling you, okay, I got the notes now. So like imagine you have a line of toys and then you want to talk about one of them, but you don't know which one yet. So like nth, like is a way of saying one of the toys without picking up one. Like it's like saying anyone you choose. So basically like you going into a flea market with a bunch of stalls, basically.
Oh shit. And just pick which one you want?
Which one you want? Like what do you want? Like we got everything. Like if whatever dark fantasy you got, like we got it. So hey, God, this dude, he was sick. The reason why like I say like this dude is sick because he didn't do it for the money. Like he started all this, he didn't do it for the money. He actually loved seeing these females go through like a lot of pain, like for his own enjoyment. Like he was giving out these videos like for free on Telegram. Like here's a link, watch this girl and this other girl in the men's restroom licking piss off the floor because he made them do that. Yeah, it's like watch them suffer because he got images of them to where he can blackmail them to where he's like, okay, if you don't lick the piss off the floor, he got access to their Twitter account, all their social media accounts. He got their address. He got the parents' name. He's like, okay, if you don't do this, we're gonna send all these photos to your parents, your family members. Everybody's gonna see you naked.
So basically, like humiliation porn.
Yeah, humiliation. So he's like, okay, if you don't do it, if you don't do this for me, I'm gonna expose you to your whole family. And this is in Korea. It's an Asian country where if you get exposed like that, it's basically like a death sentence.
Man, yeah, that's a wrap. Because when you leave the house, you're a representation of your family.
Exactly. And basically, like once your public image is tarnished like that, you're basically cast away from society. Like you wouldn't be able to get jobs out there in Korea because they wouldn't hire you. Like, oh, you're that girl.
Yeah, that's a perfect place to pull this. That's a perfect place to pull this at then.
Yeah. And the females, they were trapped. Like they were trapped from all this because they gave them their nude photos and stuff.
Here, eat this doo-doo sandwich. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell your whole family. That's sad, man. That's sad to get pressed like that.
Yeah, I think like God, he did something like before he clocked out, right? God, he made some girl. Like everybody on the Telegram was watching, like, hey, make her do this, make her do that. Right. And then I think somebody said, hey, make her cut off like her nipple live on cam.
What?
And the girl cut off her nipple like live on Telegram, and they're like, holy shit, like that's crazy. Yeah, that's why like this guy's a god. Like he made this girl do this. So
I want to know what he got on these people, man, to make them like, yo, I got cut off my nip.
Well, like I was saying, like they probably had like a lot of nude photos of them before all that, so he was able to like exploit them. So
yeah, well, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of like, well, it can't be that bad because in America, I think it's like if you're gonna bribe somebody, you have to be more than just like nude photos. You probably have to be more extreme than that now in America. But I can see like in South Korea, it's different. Like that level of like shit of like just somebody having your nude photos could definitely ruin your life. Especially South Korea is only so big, man. They probably everybody just one of them things like everybody knowing each other for like generations out there and shit and. America's a lot bigger than that. So we try because people try to get framed sometimes too with like nude photos, and it doesn't seem like to have like the most massive impact that it would. I guess. I mean, like I said, they was doing it to the football kids out here in some of these high schools, but for the most part, I mean, it's not as effective as it used to be. I think in America.
Yeah, like it's big out here, but not as big as like in Korea. Because Korea, it can literally ruin your whole life.
Yeah, right. So you might become a celebrity in America if your shit come out. Like,
yeah, you'll probably become famous in America, but like in Korea, like no, like you're done. You can't even. You can only work on a farm after that, and then you probably got to put like a damn mask on because nobody want to see you
out in the field.
Yeah, like over there, like they wouldn't even date people like if they are divorced with a kid, like because they're like tainted. They're like, no man, you can't date that dude. Like he got divorced.
Oh, that's still a thing?
He dirty.
Oh my god.
He or she is dirty, yeah.
Oh, that's like old timey shit right there.
Dude, there's
especially if you're a single mom. It's like, oh, you dirty. I'm like, man,
the norm out there.
So many single moms make some of the best foods. Like
yeah.
SpaghettiOs with hot dogs chopped up.
Yeah, the norm out there is different. It's way more strict. That's why a lot of them they do a lot of self-exit,
Damn. The pressure of society, man.
The pressure is real. All right, so God, he retired right after the girl cut her nipple off. He's like, I'm done with this. He retired and then he handed over the Ent room to some guy. He called his username. His username is Watchman. And then the dude God, he was like, all right, it's been fun. I'm gonna go now. He says, I'm gonna go play MapleStory now. You ever heard of MapleStory?
Is that the farming game?
No, it's like a 2D scrolling game. It's like an MMO game, but it's like a side scroller 2D, which is really popular. I played it in high school.
Okay, now I remember hearing MapleStory. I thought MapleStory was the one where you have to like a farm to tend to shit or whatever. Is that something else?
No, it's not like a farm.
It's a big farm game I'm thinking of.
No, yeah, it's not like a farm. It's like a 2D side scroller MMO type game. And I was like, damn, I was like, how young is this dude to be playing MapleStory? But MapleStory is like a really old game because I played it in high school when it first came out. So I was like, damn, that game is still alive like that?
I never played MapleStory. I'm looking at it now. No, I never did play it. I did hear about this though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Damn,
I played it. Bob played it too. Like we all played it. It was fun. It was a Korean game.
My boy Carter played it. That's why I remember the name.
Oh yeah. It was really popular. That shit was popping back then.
Shit. Okay, I'm thinking about a completely different game. I did hear about this though.
All right, so over time, after God left, there a bunch of rooms started coming up in the nth room. Like it's almost like thousands of rooms, right? They have rooms on Telegram. After you go to the nth room link, right, there's a bunch of links under that. Like they have rooms like the slave room. They have rooms called female child room. They got a room called violate your acquaintance room. They got chest torture. They got cousins. They got scissors being used. They got caterpillar room. And then the most notorious room of all is called the doctor's room. The doctor. This was like the dude where they saying he was the god and shit. Because his rooms were, the reason why it was so notorious, because he had like over 300 females like under his will to where he can make do anything. And he had access to their address, to their whole family, everybody. He literally got their even social security number. They're like, this dude is a god. He has everything. He even have information on celebrities. And I'm going to tell you how he got all this stuff. It's crazy.
What?
It's wild, dude.
Man, I wouldn't even want to live in that country anymore if it's like that, man. If people just get a hold of your shit like that, no protection. Like, cause I'm pretty sure they ain't got like no government insight or oversight, rather, over how your information is shared online. Like how, over here it's like, you click on a cookie, your shit go out everywhere, but over there it seems like it's like everybody's getting a hold of your shit, like your whole social media. Damn, it's like getting your wallet at this point.
Yeah, like they got the whole social media and their home address and everything. And you know how I mentioned like the caterpillar room, caterpillar.
Yeah. So what I was thinking about Human Centipede when you said that, I was like, oh god, it's like Human Centipede.
Okay, so what do you think is the caterpillar room all about? Before I tell you guys,
I was thinking like Human Centipede, just like, but eating each other's butt out.
Ooh.
But it's like 8 people.
It's actually more simple than that. So the caterpillar room, right? He would have females, right? Literally go to the pet store and buy caterpillars, and then go back to their bedroom and then record themselves putting the caterpillars in their, their yuha.
Yeah. What?
Alive. And they record all that.
And then what did you just kill it after that inside of them, or just let it move around? And
that's all the information I got. But
I don't want to know, but I do. I'm curious to see what do they get it out? Like what?
I don't know. I don't know if they're dying there or
just chilling there, like
because like what I'm saying, like with these Telegram chat rooms, right? Like remember I telling you there's over 260,000 members. Yeah. So if you're like a VIP member, you can write in the chat what you want these females to do. So if you, right, your name is Moonjong Jingjong, right? And you're like, hey, I want this female so-and-so, whatever her name is, I want her to put caterpillars like in her vagina. So the girl, since she has a whole bunch of photos of her like that they're using to blackmail against her, she's so afraid of it being available to the public, she has to do that. It's like a dare.
But it's weird though. It's like, well, you doing this only adds more to the pile of other shit you trying to hide. So now they got more dirt on you. It's like it's gonna be like a never-ending circle, right? I mean, I would assume so.
Right. Bob just says, she says, WTF? What did I come back to? Yeah, it's about to get more wild, right. Bob. But the reason why they're putting these caterpillars like in their coochie, right? Is because if they don't do that, the doctor, right? The doctor, this is the big main guy. He said if they don't do that, they're going to expose her address to the chat, right? Yeah. And then they're going to expose all her information to her friends and families and everybody. And the reason why she knows they got the address, because he's like, here's your address. If you want me to put this in the chat, and then these guys can come over there and like, and you know, and R-word you, if you don't want them to do that, you gotta follow my directions and put this caterpillar in your coochie because user 123 says he want that, and he paid a lot of money to see that.
Oh, he paid good money.
He paid good money, over thousands of dollars for him to see. And these are children. These are middle school girls doing this. This is South Korea, dude. This is not the fancy K-dramas where you see all these, these love stories where the guy is so fucking awesome all the time. That's all I was like, damn, dude, these K-dramas are fucking people up in the head, making them think like all these dudes are just Rico Suave out there, but they're out here doing weird ass shit, dude.
That is a whole nother layer, man.
And this is 260,000 men, dude. Like,
that's a lot, man.
It's all men too, because only men can join that Telegram.
Shit, and then the women's are the victims. Because who else is gonna be?
Yeah, because when they join, they gotta send their ID and everything.
This is like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Korea by itself is like the size of like Mississippi. I think the size that the whole country itself is the size of Mississippi.
Yeah.
And if it's split, 260,000, you said?
Yeah, there's about
like 200,000.
I think about 50 million people live in South Korea.
That's a lot of dudes in that. But they're probably like doctors, lawyers, the police, like your damn teacher, your damn babysitter, your
minister,
dad,
yeah, all of that. Teachers, the CEO, they had celebrities that was on that shit that they didn't say the name.
You probably walked past them early down the street. That's crazy, man.
What's crazy, like they caught like directors of these K-drama series to make all these heartwarming series, but then the directors behind all that, they were a part of that whole. They call them the watchers, the people that watch these females being like tortured.
Oh,
and some of them were a part of it, directors of these K-drama series. And I'm like, holy shit! I've seen a lot of those series, and it was heartwarming. But then behind the scenes, these directors or people that helped produce like all that shit, they were a part of like this dark Telegram chat rooms where they were mutilating, torturing these females, exploiting them, making them do all this crazy shit. Here's one thing that they made them do that it almost made me throw up. Like somebody in the chat, they said, hey, make her shit in the toilet and then have her drink the water after she's done. And she did it. They all saw that shit. And I was like, holy shit. Middle school, a child, dude. Drinking shit, toilet water, eating shit out of the toilet.
Man, who the fuck is protecting these kids, man? Where the government at? Well, who is looking out for these kids? The government got me in on it at this point.
I guarantee you the government, they knew about it, but I think half of them were in on it. That's the crazy part about this whole thing.
Could it be government officials up in the watch rooms?
Right. Because like their laws on like pedophilia out there, it's not as strict like out here. Like if you're out there in Korea, right, you caught like, let's say buying like child porn, or like doing, or if you even have sex with a underage child, right, the most you'll get in jail is like a year, dude. A year, maybe 16 months. And then they let you off. That's the wild thing about Korea. The like stuff like that, they're like, it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, no, America the same way. America got the same shit.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, America. It doesn't seem like it's as lenient as South Korea, but America's the same way where like a lot of these pedophiles that eventually get caught. They're like already like second offenders already. They like already got like, some type of record for them. A lot of times where that, hey man, like it could have been stopped at the last time or the last 3 times we done been rumored or caught or whatever, and y'all just keep cutting them loose after about a year, 2 years, 3 years in probation, and they going right back to it. Because it's like, that's why they started to think like, hey, can these people be cured? But then again, at the same time, I was like, as we as a society, have we developed a type of program to help them rehabilitate? I think that's a question we really need to ask ourselves. Because it feels like everybody's like, hey, put them in an electric chair, let's fucking deal with them like that way. But it's like, does that really stop the cycle of this type of insanity? Because the only thing they do is create more victims. It's like a fucking disease, like a virus. Just create more victims, and them victims sometimes will go and create more victims, and it's shit. And a lot of times too, I think that I always think that the biggest issue too with this type of stuff too is that just powerful people doing this stuff. They ain't like some poor motherfuckers who don't have any power. This is like people with money that could cover this shit.
I think that's part of the main problem too. Is the people that's in power, where they have the money, and they're also in the damn system like that.
Yeah,
they can make a lot of things happen to where it goes in their favor.
Yeah,
because they're a part of the system. Because it's like a snitch system. Like if I got something on you, right? Like, all right, like I wish you would give me 20 years because I got something on you too, Mr. Judge, whatever your name is.
Like
the judge is probably in on it.
Everybody got dirt on each other.
Everybody got dirty on each other, and then of course, like
it's like if you run a trap house, you know, got drugs coming in and out, and you get robbed. Who the fuck are you gonna call? You can't call the cops. She's like, you gotta take the L and buy more guns and get ready for next time. I guess
that's why, like, for that crime system to work, everybody has to be, all of them has to be in on it together, so they can all protect each other, and then they could be free to do whatever they want. You know. Like, have a damn island with children, because if you get caught in your back pocket, your judge is in the back pocket. You got like half of the police department in your back pocket, like the lawyers in your back pocket, like, and they're all working together because they're probably like a Bohemian Grove, right? Talking like damn, like you really fucked up, like they got you, like, but we got your back because we're in the system.
We all
like you're going through us now, you know. And they all tied in together because they know they did all these dirty shit together. So of course they're gonna come together.
That's how it's like with that's how it is with cops. Dirty cops only trust other cops that are dirty too. It's like, yeah, we don't trust you unless you got dirt on your hands. If you don't have dirt on your hands or leverage we could probably use against you one day, that's another turn. That's another way of looking at it. Then guess what? I can't work with you. Because if you gonna know shit about me, I gotta know shit about you. And if you got dirt, I got dirt, then we can make this work as a we can function together. But if you clean, I can't trust you.
Yeah, they don't fuck with those clean, straight edge people. Like, nah, fam.
You gotta be dirty as me, if not worse.
Nah, you better do something nasty.
Okay, now I trust you. Cool.
Hot tool.
Like kids.
You better do something nasty. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to talk more about this doctor and how he got these admins to work for him.
All right.
Be right back, guys. All right, and we're back. All right, so moving on. So, like, the doctor, right, this dude, the new god, he had a bunch of people working for him, like, as admins. And the wild shit that he would have these people do for him, he would have them, like, if you want to be a part of, like, you know, the admin, right, where you can actually have access to exactly what you want to see, and he sends them, like, unlimited footage of, like, all these girls doing explicit things, being tortured. Everything is, like, free for you. As long as you're an admin, you're part of, you know, his system. Because he can't handle 260,000 members, right? He needs help.
No, he need an army, man. That's too many people to watch over, man.
Definitely an army, right? So, like, he would vet these people that want to be a part of, like, his whole community. So what he had them do, he had them take a picture of themselves naked, like with their face and everything, with their dick out, right? With their username on a piece of paper. He was like, send a naked picture of you with your username, everything, with your whole face. Also, send your ID, your Korean ID, driver's license, send that too.
Oh my God.
Right? So you have the address and everything. They got the address, everything, the ID. Because you want to work for the doctor, you gotta give up all your shit.
This is like the backwards version of like a background check. It's like
the ultimate
background check, but the other side of it.
It's like the ultimate background check.
You gotta see your booty hole in your driver's license before we
you see that
move
butthole
forward with the hiring process.
Let me see all holes. I want to see all the holes. And then, dude, the most insane thing, right? The most insane thing they wanted them to do was they had to send a video where they violate either their wife or their children on video. Like, for example, like take a video of your daughter showering naked and then send it to the doctor. So they have like, you know, like stuff that it could really fuck you up with if you want to go against a doctor.
Yo, actually, this is a Korea. Maybe never mind. But this is like Korean Telegram, I guess, right? Okay, sorry. I had a story just pop up in my brain, so I didn't mean to interrupt. Just like not too long ago, I think like last year, this dude was like hiding in the ceiling of a bathroom trying to record his stepdaughter on his cell phone. He like fell through the fucking ceiling, but she had knew for a while that, well, not for a while, but she had like noticed like, hey, when I'm in the bathroom, I'm hearing something moving around in the ceiling. I think it's my stepfather. So she recorded him like, hey, motherfucker, I know you up there. And he had to crawl out like, oh, I'm sorry. But he's like trying to record her. But I'm like, is that how they trying to get down? Like if they want to, and then this times when people are the most vulnerable, doing sex and taking a shit and shower. Those are 3 times when people are the most vulnerable.
Right.
Like those
taking
3
shit,
things.
very vulnerable when you're taking shit. You know, like, because if you look at a dog when the dog's taking a shit, you know, every time a dog takes a shit, right? That's when they're most vulnerable. That's why they look back every time they take a shit.
Make sure nobody running up on me.
Yeah, because like, hey, I'm doing something to where, you know, I can't fight with you guys because I'm taking a shit. So they look back because they feel vulnerable. Damn. That's fucking dirty.
Damn. Yeah, that's what I thought of just now. We told me like they're filming their daughters. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I wonder if that's a thing here in America too, because I did hear a story last year of a guy trying to film his stepdaughter from like the damn ceiling of the bathroom.
God.
And I think he might have been like a carpenter too, which is crazy. Like he was like using his skill to get up into the damn like some
because he knows like the whole access to it, like every single like crevice in that ceiling to where he's not gonna fall through the roof. He knows every like beam and shit he has to step on.
Everything. He knows where it's gonna creak at. I gotta crawl out like fucking solid snake this shit.
That's a god damn it. That's why rooms like this appear on Telegram, because there is a market for this. That's what's crazy about it, right?
It's money in this.
There's a market and people that want to look at children, and it's not just Korea. It's just Korea. They did it fucking hardcore style, but half of the users that were the watchers on these Korean Telegram like links were from all over the world. It's not just Korea. So I don't want to say like Korea is like the main one doing all this bad shit. Dude, half of the users are all around the globe. And there's users that's in freaking Georgia, dude. Out here in Georgia, fucking, that was a part of that whole administration. Sent a picture of his you know, his Nathan hot dog and no relish.
Just onions. But it's wild though. It's kind of like, but it's, to be a part of this, so you have to show your driver's license or some type of passport or another form of identification, and then you know, some hole on your body, like preferably your penis. And then what? Did you get access to this world of like?
Well, not yet. Like even after you violate like your children, right? You show your children naked or you show your wife naked. There is one last step, and then there's an admission fee. They gotta pay $8 admission fee to complete the whole certification. Like, hey, you're an admin now. Which $8 don't mean nothing to them. It's like it's a joke. I don't know what the number 8 means, but it's not for them to get rich. You know, like $8 is like a haha. Because you already get way more.
If you turn the 8 sideways, it becomes infinity.
Infinity. Yeah. And the number 8, it means forever. Like it means like money. You know, you bring money in.
Man,
it's a special number.
8.
Yeah, it's wild. All right, so how they got these girls? Remember I was telling you earlier? So the doctor, he would go on social media platforms, right? He would post fake job offers. And then these females, pretty much young females, like in middle school, they'd be like, "Oh, cool! Like I want to work for this," you know. And then they'll chat for a little bit, and then the doctor eventually asked them for their home address. Right? They're like, "Why would you want my home address?" They're like, "Well, I gotta send you a work phone, so you can work from like your work phone, because all the work you're gonna be doing is from, you know, like remotely online job." Because if you guys think about it. If you think about it, it's like this is during the time of COVID, when COVID was new. Everybody's working from their cell phones anyway. So these girls, they were giving up their address you know, because they're like, okay, all right, they trust this guy. This guy's gonna send them like a phone to them. So then like it got to the point where like, all right, I'm not gonna send the phone to you unless he would guilt trip them to sending them him like nude photos. So it's
wow.
like, okay, it's like I can't send you this work phone unless you send me a nude photo. Then the girls, you got to think they're really young, they're naive,
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
gullible. They're like, all right, I'm gonna just send you this nude photo so I can get like the phone. And then they send, she would send the doctor all these nude photos of them. And then that's when, boom, he gets them like in the palm of his hand. He's like, all right, now I want you to do all these crazy shit because now I have your nude photos with your face and everything. I have your address. I got your phone number. I got all the information from your parents. If you don't want me to send all these nude photos you just sent to me, I'm gonna put out all on the internet. So then this is how he called them slaves.
Oh, okay. So he calls them. Oh shit.
Yeah, see, he called them the slaves, and then he can make them do anything now. Because he got the power now. Because he got the nude photos. He got the address. The girl's like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck she got herself into? Yeah, like, yeah, it's so crazy.
And then he got,
what's that?
How can you live your life after that, man? Like, how can you, like, man, what can you do? Like,
yeah, and this is in like Korea, and Korea, like the social norms is a whole lot stricter than out here in the U.S.
Man,
in the U.S.,
yeah.
like if somebody get like a nude photo of you or whatever, like, oh, okay, like big deal. It's almost like you can brush it under the rug. Everybody, they forget about her.
You might become like Kim Kardashian. Remember how she started with that whole sex tape? I mean, look, the possibilities are endless in America when it comes to smut shit. Other cultures, it's a little different, man. Like what was it? Like last week? Was it last week? The week before we saw about that tribe and that got the Starlink shit in the Amazon rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
How their culture is like they don't approve of people making out in the street or kissing because that shit should be left in the household. Like most cultures ain't down with that PDA stuff. Let alone your nudes getting out. That's a whole next level of insanity where your shit could get shut down in other countries. Where America's kind of like a lot more loose with stuff. It could ruin your life. It could make you famous. If you're actually a human being, you don't want your stuff revealed like that at all. If you a real person like with a heart, you're like, man, like my shit should not be exposed because that shit wasn't for them in the first place. So
yeah, it's rough. And then like with South Korea, like basically, if your like nude photos were to be exposed to the public like that, and your whole family sees it, like I was saying before, like it's basically like a death sentence. Because you would be casted out in society, you wouldn't be able to get a job. Nobody wants to hire you. Like what I was saying, like maybe after that, like you can work, like a farm life, and then never have like your face ever like in public again.
Or whatever it is, you might as well just get involved in sex trafficking at this point.
Right. That's like another option.
You're in it.
Like I'm tainted, like I'm dirty.
Might as well sell these
go
butt
at
cheeks.
it. Go at it, Chris.
Might as well sell some Huck 2.
Huck 2.
Let me jump on this. But yeah, it's fucked up, man. That you gotta turn to this life. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. Like, you lost your entire livelihood. You've been exiled. You either work out there in the hot ass sun on a farm somewhere, or stay in a cool ass room and show some feet pics and put caterpillars in your.
It's beyond feet pics on Telegram.
Yeah, it's next level caterpillars.
Like, let me give you some example of like it going beyond a feet pic. Like a feet pic would be like the most. It's like a negative 5-star. Like the people in the Telegram. Like if you're already seeing like these explicit stuff, they're like, "Oh, feet pic is nothing. A caterpillar in the vagina, that's wild." But I want to see some more wild shit. And then this is where like we come to the part where I was telling you, like they would request these children, females, middle school, in their outfits, right, to go to a restroom where they would have to, take a dump and then drink their own shit water.
Yeah.
They like shit like that because they're like, okay, we got power over these females. We can make them do anything. If we can make them like fucking drink their own shit water, like we can make them do anything, like we can make them cut their nipples off.
So I want you to drink a bunch of milk. Drink a bunch of milk.
It was crazy because like these females, like they felt like they had no like nowhere to go. They felt like, okay, they have to do all these things because if they didn't do it, they would, exploit all their images like to their family members, to the internet. Everybody will see it. So that's what they were afraid of. So they would do anything that the doctor said. That's why the doctor has so much power. Like, this dude is a god. He can make these females do anything. So the people in the chat, right? They're all talking like, damn, this guy is a god. He has all their information. He can make them do anything.
Dr. God.
Yeah, and then like one of these females, right? He got her to make like over 40 videos of her doing explicit shit. To where like, this is where like it got really sad because like, because the doctor was like, if you don't do what we request, we're gonna expose your address. So the guys in chat, everybody that's in the chat, if they want to go over there and R-word you, they have your address and they can go there. And this is the crazy shit that happened, dude. So her address got exposed, right, on the chat room, like live. And then the people in the chat room's like, oh shit, like we got her address. But the crazy thing is the cops was in that chat too, because the cops was like following the whole thing already, right? But her address got leaked on a different chat. It was like a private chat where the cops wasn't in, because the cops didn't get the address. But the address was leaked into a private chat to where VIP members had access to. And on live video, they had these dudes come up to like her apartment building, right? It showed dudes going to her apartment building and the R word, her, and they recorded everything and posted on Telegram.
So they got to her?
Was that?
So they got to her? They want getting in there and doing the
yeah, they actually got to her.
What?
Which was crazy. Like they ran a yeah. I don't want to say it, but the people that got access to the address, they did all that. They record everything and posted back on Telegram. So that's when like the people in the chat was like, holy shit, like he actually like exposed like the address. We're seeing it live. We're seeing it happen to this girl. So they know it's all real. They're like, holy shit, like these dudes are out there actually doing this.
Well, so damn, just out here just paying and paying. I'm pretty because if the VIP dudes are getting this type of information on these people, that means they're paying good money to even be VIP in the first place. So it's like,
yeah. What and the crazy thing, the cops, they saw the whole thing happen in front of their faces, right? But they couldn't do nothing about it because they didn't have access to the address, because they're not in the VIP. Like because you got to get vetted for that shit.
Then they just get the undercover cop to show his booty hole or whatever in the ID, and then so one of the cops needs to like take
if you were a cop, right, you had to take the L. Like you had to show your booty hole, everything with your face
and your driver's license.
Yeah. To like, hey height, Chris, like I know you're like you're season 1, like you just got into the force. Like, please, Chris, could you do this for us? We need to catch this criminal because he's out here causing chaos in our community. Like, would you do it?
If I was a cop trying to go undercover?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm black, so I'll be easy to point out. Like, oh, it's a black dude. Now, if I was Asian, yes.
Yeah, if you were Asian.
If I was Asian, I could.
Yeah, I would do that shit too. Like, hey, I was like, hey, we gotta catch this dude. Zip.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, before they're like, hey, they want to volunteer somebody. Hey, right here.
My dick hole and save some lives, whatever.
like Billy, we didn't volunteer you. Like, I'm right here. I'm trying to help people out.
I ain't volunteering nothing. I want to help. I'm here.
Like, I want to be a part of history.
Right.
But yeah, it's like the crazy thing about like this story, right? Like all the people that they saw going into her apartment and then leaving her apartment. I don't know like the true details of what actually happened to her, but I think later, like the next day, she passed away. But I don't know the reason why. I don't know if like it was from somebody that, R-word her, did something to her, or did she do a self-exit because she couldn't live life no more, and she's like,
right.
It's like I'm done this. But
she ain't here though. She's gone though.
Yeah, she died. I think she died like the next day, something like that. because it was all on the news, right? It was all on the news, and then people on Telegram's like, people on the Telegram was like, holy shit, like she actually died? Like that's real? Because they saw it on the news, they're like, damn, that's crazy. And then like people in the chat was like, yeah, that is crazy. Like, and then one dude in the chat was like, hey, do you guys want to go to her grave and then relieve herself one last time on like on her picture? And I was like, holy shit, like these guys, that's dark, dude.
No limit.
It's
no
like,
limit.
It's like damn, they're like, if we know she was gonna go out like that, like, because I think she did self-exit, but if she was gonna go out like that, that's what they said. Like they said she should have made like a better show for us, you know, like.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they were gonna go to her grave and then fucking ejaculate on her grave and stuff. It's dark. Like South Korea.
Man, where's that meteor at? That's supposed to that wiped out the dime. Sometimes I feel like we might be overdue for like a meteor. Maybe some of us make it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and all that was on like the news in Korea and the people in Telegram.
And have they like charged anybody for this? Have they got anybody? Like what?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, let's go.
As far as like the watchers, I don't think they really got caught up like that because it was hard to verify who was like a watcher. And like I said, it could have been celebrities, like CEOs of big companies like Samsung, you know, guys that played soccer for Brazil. I don't know.
It's like K-pop member.
Yeah, a K-pop member. Like who knows? Like it's wild. And then like when I was telling you, right, like the reason why they call him God is because he knew everything. And how did he get this information? So the doctor, he hired somebody who used to work for the government. And he had all access to everybody, like all the civilian records and all the personal information. And the crazy thing about the guy that the doctor hired, like this guy, he already had like a criminal record for stalking his middle school teacher for 8 years. It's wild. So the dude that stalked his middle school teacher for 8 years, he got a government job in Korea where he had access to all civilian personal records. And then I was like, holy shit.
So a man who has a history of stalking got a job in the government.
Yes.
To stalk more people.
I couldn't make it up. Yep.
So my thing is, so was he like so they started stalking after he left the school? And that makes sense with his target audience. So who he's targeting though? Because he's a middle school teacher?
Yeah, he was targeting his middle school teacher crush that he had a crush on.
And so these are middle school kids that are being caught up.
That's why he went to prison for that. And then he was saying shit like, you know, because his middle school teacher ended up like getting married, getting pregnant. He was like, I'm going to kill your kids, blah, blah, blah.
What the fuck?
And that shit all happened. But the wild thing is, like, long story short, he ended up getting, you know, a government job in Korea where he had access to civilian records. And the dude, the doctor on Telegram, he knew about this dude. He's like, hey, I want you on my team. And I want you to get like so-and-so all this information on these individuals. So when doctor, he was blackmailing like these certain females, right? He would give the female name to this dude that worked in the government. And then he would get like the address, he'd get the phone number, he'd get everything, all the information. Right. And that's why they call him like the God, because he get information like this. And then he even got access to like celebrity address, like celebrities that's in Korea. He would get like people at high seats in politics. He would get all their information. He had dirt on everybody because he knew somebody that worked in the system. So the doctor, you know, he had him like in his side pocket. That made him more powerful.
Oh man, the Epstein, man. We need to start calling it the Epstein. Just like you just know who you know, and you kind of just be able to slide through shit because who can stop you if they got all your secrets? Even if they got secrets, they know your secrets. And it seems like the people in this business of doing this thing of straight up just sex trafficking, the people that are actually running this business, it's almost as if like, all right, if we can get somebody who's like rich and powerful in it, we got them in the palm of our hands. We can make them like change laws. We can make them reinstate laws. Like it's like,
exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you start getting to people in these like, because politicians at the end of the day and people in positions of power are still human. They got flaws and they have nasty ass needs sometimes, like regular ass people that work a 9 to 5. And if you're in a position like an Epstein or any type of like, you know, or the doctor, you can get in these positions where, hey, these freaks that exist in every aspect of this society, whether they you're working at a Burger King or something, or they can be your politician. Well, especially if you're a politician, you really want to get a hold of that, because then when you start controlling, like I have like a legislative type of control, man, it kind of helps you like stay under the radar sometimes to keep your shit going if they start covering your shit up for you,
Right.
because out of fear they might get exposed.
Yeah, because like how you were saying, like how these people in like high positions, like when they're almost about to be caught, right? Like if you're in a high position and you're able to like change like some of the laws to where it favors like you and your, whatever activities like you're doing. Because
Yes.
remember how like, I guess like out here, like in America, they said they were trying to make people who had like a fetish for like children. They said it was like some type of disease to where like
Oh.
it's like a mental disease to where they can't really get in trouble for it because they have, right? It's something like that.
Yeah, like brain, some kind
I
of
might
brain
be
disease.
butchering like it, but I heard something like that to where they're trying to like downplay like people like what like these pedals, right? They're trying to downplay the
Being in this
pedals and
shit,
shit
yeah.
to make it seem like it was like a normal thing now.
That's why you get like some politicians here, like in America, who are constantly pushing for like, yeah, we need to like, well, on the surface they'll be like, yeah, we need to crack down and stop all the sex trafficking. But then when it, like what they say, with like at least, and this probably goes for like on a global thing with politicians. You have politicians like on the face level on TV to the general audience, they'll put a stance up like. They'll like let it be known that they have a stance against like sex trafficking and all this other stuff. But then you want to find out some other time later that, well, when it comes for bills to get passed that's supposed to prevent children from being, pulled into sex trafficking or getting kidnapped, they're voting against these bills.
Yeah.
And then you want to find out later on that, hey, these politicians like, yeah, like there's a politician like last year or early this year, he was sitting in the parking lot of an elementary school. But he's Mr. All like, hey, I'm pro-life. I'm all, here's that thumbs up again. I'm Mr. But there's like
They
a politician out here in America, like early this year, who's like, I'm Mr. Pro-life, kids should not be aborted, and women should have to take responsibility of kids and doing all this. But he got caught sitting in a parking lot of an elementary school, doing a beef stroganoff.
Jesus.
Looking at kitty porn, looking at kitty porn as well on his phone, and the cops showed up, and the cop even had to lock him up because this is one of them things where, because there's times where you get like politicians and famous people when they get kind of weird acts by themselves, and it's a lone cop with them that catches them. The cop sometimes lets them off because like, you're famous and I like you, whatever. But there's times where it's so egregious that you have to like drop the hammer on him because it's so bad. And that one politician who was actually running for office, he got caught in a car. And across the street from a school, and he tried to say like, "Well, I was on my phone trying to do something." Yeah, no, like, man, they exist, and it's scary, man.
Yeah.
Scary shit.
It is scary.
Take care of the kids.
Yeah, they're saying like most of these people in the Telegram rooms, most of them are incels, and they take joy in other people suffering because they're not, getting any action. And
Incels? They're getting kind of weird right now.
I can see that happening. Like, all right, they're like, I'm not getting like no play from nobody, so I would love to see somebody, that's like attractive and stuff like that, but going through a lot of pain.
I always feel like incels too have like I'm no expert on incels. The only thing I know recently is that they're starting to like reclaim the word. Like I've been seeing on Twitter where if you call somebody incel, the person that isn't incel will be like, yeah, I'm an incel, so what? That's who I am. They kind of embracing it, kind of like how us as black people do with the N-word. It's like, yeah, that's our word, even though white people created the word. Yo, that's our word now. It's kind of like they're trying to take ownership of it now. It's a weird thing I've been noticing on Twitter. People have been bringing it up on Twitter since last week, so I'm like, hey, anyone have been noticing like these incels are kind of like, they're kind of like, I'm an incel. They're like starting to take pride in it now. It's a weird thing, man. It's
what's crazy
weird.
though? Like I've never ever in public ever seen somebody say like, shut your face, you incel. I've never heard that like live.
Never seen it.
That's like an internet word. That's like a slang or a word you use on the internet. You don't even use that in public because it doesn't even sound like you can even use it in public to where people be like, what the fuck you're talking about?
Yeah, that's like strictly that's strictly like internet conversation talk.
That's like an internet like
in real life type shit.
well, like maybe if we
IRL.
lived in, you know, like maybe like in Cali or something, like in LA, like, hey, get off me, incel. Like maybe that would be more appropriate. But if you were to use that in the South, it wouldn't make no sense.
No, but someone like Cali, which is more internet savvy,
progressive, I guess. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're surfing the web out there for real. They could, the lingo kind of mixes in with the actual culture. Where if you go to Georgia,
like, hey, don't call me incel like live here in real life.
Right.
That I think it hits harder like on the internet instead of like in real life is like a joke.
Yeah, real life is a joke, and the internet's kind of like now it's like since it's more of an internet lingo, they're kind of like embracing it more. But it's weird that they are. It's kind of like you kind of showing that you guys are the most. As I've seen say, like I've heard some people say, you guys are a bunch of people who can't get pussy, and then you kind of like you're thrashing out the world in this psychotic way of all women are trash, and then I kind of want to target maybe younger people, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Not saying that it's all like that. 'Cause I do believe there are some incels out there who kind of like more like, yeah, I just can't get nobody, and they just kind of stay to themselves. And then you have the most extreme ones who really want to like turn the fuck up and take it out on everyone, I guess. But
right, and then they go like. They would attack people like on social media or people streaming, right? And they would dox their address.
Who love calling women whores.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the main thing they love doing.
You gotta tread lightly, dude. Tread lightly.
All right? Calm down.
You know, like, hey, we play victim.
Hey, you know?
We're incels too. All right, so most of the people on Telegrams, they would make like threads, right? Where they would talk about women. This is in Korea, by the way. The way they would speak about women, they said that women who has more than 2 sexual partners, they're called dirty dishes. And the men that date these women, they're called dishwashers. So because they're trying to like put all the numbers together, they're like, all right, guys, like they're in the chat room, like, all right, so how many pumps in each sex sessions that a guy goes through, like when they're having, you know, intercourse with a female. So they're like, all right, so average 500 pumps, right? So if a female has 7 partners, then the average of 100 sessions within the 7 partners, 500 pumps each. They said that female that has 7 partners would have 350,000 pumps before she even dates you. So they're trying to say like she's like
math right now. Like, I was literally trying to calculate this shit about.
So they're saying like she's super dirty dish, right? If she has 7 partners, she had over 350,000 pumps because they're trying to average like a you know how many times like you have sex, right? Average like 100 pumps per session or some shit like that. Or 500 pumps per session, which I think that's a lot of pumps still, you know. I'm speaking for myself, but
yeah, damn, you on cocaine? Shit.
Yeah, that's too much. But they're saying like average like female, like if they have 7 partners, whoever dates them after that, they're called like a dishwasher within the Korean society.
After they've had sex,
because he's always gonna have to wash the dishes because she's so dirty. They're like, oh, I gotta keep washing the dishes because she's been with so many men and she's a filthy dish. She's dirty. And then they have no respect for these men that date females with over 7 sexual partners because they're like, oh, you're gonna be cleaning that dish forever.
Here's my thing, and I feel like a lot of incels focus on this too much. They're worrying about the sex partners of who they're with versus like instead of trying to be happy with somebody. Like I've always been like this, and I learned this young. I've seen this my entire life where men, and even when I was a teenager, where guys want to know how many bodies a female got, and they get mad no matter what the number is. It could be 1, because if it's too low, they think they're lying. If it's too high, they're a whore. So it's like, don't even ask the question. And what are you experiencing in this moment with this person? Do you love them? Do they make you feel special? More importantly, are they good people? Do they make you happy? That's the thing that you need to focus on. Why are you worried about what they got going on? And if it's good, if they throw it out there and they letting you, if you're having a good time, don't think too much into it. Just be glad you kind of reaping the benefits of it. I guess I don't know. I don't understand why some dudes get hung up on body counts with women. It's a lose-lose, especially with a guy's ego. Who like men are like, including myself, very fragile egos. and sometimes you need to learn how to like navigate your feelings on how you want to do things sometimes, especially when it comes to women. And like, don't be asking about or worrying about how many people they've been with, especially if they ain't cheating on you right now. If they have completely devoted to you and want to be with you, focus on that, man. Don't worry about the other shit that's irrelevant because you ain't gonna be happy.
Yeah, don't ask the body count because
you're not gonna like either way.
Yeah, it's
gonna
be
think they're lying or they the whore.
What's your body count? 7,900. Everybody did. Everybody did. No. Like, nah. Bob says, how much soap she need to wash all them dishes? She or he? Because the thing is like the dude is the dishwasher. Now he has to wash all the dishes because she's dirty. She's a dirty dish. Dirty. Yeah, she became a dirty dish. Too many pumps. Come on, 350,000 pumps, right? 7 partners. I
mean, when you break it like that, I can see why you would go insane though. That's too much to comprehend. Just don't even go that route.
Yeah. So like another thing, like with Korea or any other Asian countries, maybe Japan, they're also strict on this. Like when they see somebody who has been divorced in a relationship, like they're looked down more. Like they will look down on them a whole lot more than somebody who was never married or was never like in, like a relationship where they did have sexual intercourse.
Yeah, no real shit. No, I think India might be like that too. It's kind of like they cracking down on females for just living a certain type of life. I guess or just wanting to live a life. I mean, I could. What's Bob say? Bob says, he's tired. He can't do it. Find another dish that's cleaner. hey, look.
Yeah, like we live in a society like where I think everybody had like experience and stuff, and it's almost impossible for you to find somebody that's not a dirty dish unless you're fucking a psycho, and then you prey on the young people that haven't had experience. This is the only thing like I can see where
you want somebody that's like pure.
Right. They're like, all right, we want somebody pure. We want somebody who hasn't been touched by like another man. So
I remember hearing that when I was a teenager. Like when I going through high school, you and me, and all the life that we lived back then. I remember hearing like other teenage guys saying like, yeah, when I get a girl, I want to be like a virgin. And getting older is like, yeah, I want to be a virgin. I'm like, really? Like I kind of want somebody with some. Like, bring me into this world. Like I want you to blow my mind. I don't want no damn. I don't want to teach you how to ride a damn tricycle. Like I've never wanted to be that. I just wanted to be like.
It's all brainwashed stuff, dude. Like. Yeah, I think weird. Like a religion has a lot to do with it. They're like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do this unless you're married. I'm like, get that shit out of my face. No. Meanwhile, Jesus out. Never mind. I'm not gonna use Jesus. Because I subscribe to Jesus, my holy warrior.
Jesus, I pray
to take all my mistakes and throw them away.
And Bob says, high school people. Yeah, high school people. Even young adults, early 20s. I've heard that the same shit, man. It's just same shit. Until they start having kids with women, and then they chill out and shit, and it kind of fades away. But the mindset I've heard a lot when I was younger, and then go through my young adult years, was just. Of men, like I just want like somebody that's pure, and I'm like, really, like that shit ain't fun. Like you want to babysit, I guess.
Yeah, because like
very weird that you want to start from there. I'm trying to come into this world. Why would I want somebody?
Right.
Because like, I don't want somebody who don't know just as much as I do.
Yeah, dude. Like, let's say like you're dating someone that's so pure, they're so fucking, they go by a book and everything, right? And then they experience something like different, like when they're dating you, they're like, holy shit, it's like a whole new world that I completely missed out on. And then they go do some wild ass shit that you would never know, because like there's this story about this TikTok couple. They're like a Christian couple, right? And they look like the perfect couple and everything. The behind the scenes, like the dude, he was like he was doing like some like sleeping with other people, like on a website where they do infidelity and shit, where they purposely, it's a website made purposely for people who wants to cheat. It was on a
I've
Netflix.
heard of that website. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
It was a Netflix documentary, and then he was a perfect Christian dude. And then his wife never knew and shit because he was like the perfect guy. But little did she know, this dude behind the scene was on a website where he was doing God knows what with a whole bunch of other different females right behind her back.
Well, first of all, I didn't even know there was a Netflix documentary of that. I've heard of it. Was it infidelity.com or whatever the hell that website was? I remember there was like a website.
Forgot the website name.
I remember there was a website where people could go and cheat, but I didn't know there's a documentary about it. What the hell?
It's a documentary on Instagram. I mean on Netflix.
Wow, I gotta look that up. I didn't.
I watched it. I was like, holy shit! And then the crazy thing is, like when I was watching it, it was like the time frame like when we're in high school, and then we got out of high school, and I never even knew about this website. But it apparently it blew up. Madison? I don't know. That don't sound familiar though.
Oh.
Yeah, that don't sound familiar.
Yeah, I've heard of infidelity.com. That's the one I heard. But I heard there's other sites too where like, and it was exposing like a lot of people that just want to, that's trying to do the 9 to 5, be the happy spouse, happy house type shit, but they running around on a social media type website where people just cheat.
Yeah. Wow. That means you drinking wine in a mug cup?
What's that?
You're drinking wine in a mug?
Yes, a big ass mug, a Batman mug.
Man, I like your style. I like your style. We do a little cheers.
Melissa,
we take a little break after this.
I think Melissa got this for me from like somewhere. I think airport or something. Just big, but I can feel like almost 2 glasses of wine in this.
Jesus Christ!
It's big as shit.
Get trash in one episode.
Hell yeah! But dude, Elden Rings come out later on tonight. I'm gonna be drinking wine and playing that. So
I thought it came out already, right? The DLC.
Yeah, it came out yesterday. I had to work, so
yes. I heard about that. I was like, I barely played the game yet, so I can't even get excited.
It's too much of a grind, man. It's not for everyone. I get it. That's why I never recommended the game to people. I'm like, this game I love it, but I can't. It's hard to like, hey, do you want to play a game that's gonna eat up a bunch of your time? It's a lot, man.
I feel you. And then I was like, I don't know what to do now.
This shit is massive.
All right, we'll take a break. When we get back, I'm gonna tell you how this doctor got caught. Be right back.
Ooh.
All right, so we're gonna get into how this doctor got caught. Like I was saying, like before, the doctor, he was the main dude. They call him the god. He was in control of these explicit nth room chat rooms where he was known as a god because he made females do whatever he wanted to do, and people who paid VIP money, they paid like over like $1,800 maybe. I think it ranged from $187 to, if you're like an ultimate VIP member, you would pay like over like $1,800. Right, to get the whole VIP access, and on top of that, you can request a slave. You can ask, you can ask anything like to happen to the slave, basically.
Damn.
What Bob say in chat?
Oh, okay. Bob says Ashley Madison. Okay, website where people go to have affairs. That's the name of it. Then got hacked. And the black book was released with
okay. Yeah.
So, that's the name of it.
That was like that website.
I remember hearing about that back in the day, but yeah, it's definitely Ashley Madison. That was the name. Yes. That was big back when it first came out. That was actually controversial. I remember hearing about that. Right. I know there's a documentary of it.
Yeah, it got so big to where it got hacked, and then somebody was like, hey, if you guys don't shut down the website, we're going to release every single name of everybody who had an account with Ashley Madison.
Bro, you know how many people's probably on that shit? It's probably like judges and shit.
Probably over 260,000 because
Ashley Madison Netflix.
People get bored
right now. I gotta watch it later.
I want to sleep around.
Hey.
All right, so how does Doctor get caught before we get super sidetracked?
Yeah.
All right, so like the police, they knew that the Doctor was getting paid in cryptocurrency, right? And then, like, what we know about cryptocurrency is, like, it's untrackable, blah, 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 blah. But, apparently this shit, you can trace cryptocurrency, like, to a certain wallet. So, the doctor knew about this, right? He knew that the cops, they know, like, all right, yeah, they know I'm getting paid with cryptocurrency. Because everybody who's paying, like, a premium fee, $1,800 to get the VIP access to all these videos, of course, they're using cryptocurrency because they don't want to get it tracked back to them. So they're like, all right. So the police were like, all right, so okay, we can't track this dude, but we're gonna see, like they had like a whole bunch of like people information like from outside saying, hey, like there's certain people like using these drop boxes out here where they're showing like people going to this drop box to drop off money, right? But nobody's pulling the money out. So like the officers, like they got a lead on people that was dropping off like money into these drop boxes in a certain location, but nobody would pull them out. And the weird thing about this story, right, was the people that was dropping these money in these boxes, it was children, like maybe like 9-10 years old. He had like children who was dropping off this money in this little drop box. But the officers, they kept watching it day after day, and they're like, holy shit, like all we see is like kids dropping off money like in this drop box, but we never see anybody pull it out. So they keep watching it, like they keep watching this drop box. They're like, all right, like we're gonna get something. And then one day they got a dude that pulled all the drop box out, right? They followed this guy like to an alleyway, and then they saw him giving all these boxes and to somebody else. Gave it to another dude, and then he gave it to another dude. They followed that dude, and then this dude, he didn't know the cop was following him. And the crazy thing is, right, because they didn't know the name of anybody, like this dude or nothing. Where he fucked up, this dude, there was like somebody doing like a petition, right? Like for example, it's like a petition on like global warming or save the dolphins. He was like, all right, I'm gonna sign. And then this dude, while he's carrying the boxes of all this money, right, like real money, because the reason why these kids were dropping the money off the money box, because they were getting his cryptocurrency account, right? But he was giving the account to like multiple children, so multiple children can cash out that amount of money and then put in a drop box without it all being on one kid. It's kind of like cleaning the money or some shit, or not everybody knowing the amount of money that's being put in this drop box.
Yeah, it's money
multiple
laundering.
people doing it for him.
Yeah, it's money laundering. They kind of clean that shit.
Yeah, and where he fucked up, he signed a petition to save the dolphins with his full real name and everything. And the cops, they saw that. The cop was like, holy shit, let's get his name. They got his name, and then like, okay, he lives at so-and-so address, right? So they're like, all right, we're gonna corner this dude because we think he's a doctor. So they started making their case, and what they were saying was like, okay, we can't just go raid his house like right away, because if they go in their house, right, they're like, okay, if we go in his house, he can just delete all his Telegram messages like instantly, right? Because if a cop is knocking your door, like, okay, they're just gonna delete everything, and then they're gonna have no evidence. So like their game plan was to catch him outside his house. So when they catch him outside the house, they can't. He doesn't have time to delete nothing. Makes sense, right?
No, yeah, you gotta be quick, man, because they're gonna be like delete. They probably have like a lot of the shit on delete standby, anyways.
Right. So they're like, all right, let's try to catch him when he's outside the house. So one day, right, they went back to the neighborhood, and then they saw the dude learning how to ride a bike with his dad. Like his dad was teaching him how to ride a bike. So like long story short, I'm gonna tell you real quick, the reason why he's trying to learn how to ride a bike again, because he used to be in the military. He got out the military, and then he said he was too short, right? Like he was like one of the short guys that wished they were taller. So he had like a surgery where it made himself taller, where he broke his legs, and then they extended his leg like a little bit longer. Maybe he was like 3 inches like taller.
Yeah,
but,
they put like rods in your shins.
Yeah, they put rods in you, and then he was learning how to walk, learning how to ride a bike again. So the officers, right, they caught him outside the house while his dad was teaching him how to ride the bike again. And then boom, the cops came in. They're like, hey, like blah blah blah, we like, hey, we got you. We think you're the doctor. Like we got evidence that you're the doctor. So we're gonna take you in. And then dude, right, he was like, no, it's like, I'm not the doctor, but I was one of the watchers. Like I thought these girls were doing all of these like activities like with consent. He thought they were doing it because they wanted to do it. And then he's like, I didn't know like they were doing it like against her will. He was like, I don't know, right? So they raided his house after they already caught him, right? They're like, can you explain this $100,000 in your house? And then he was like, I was like, oh, hey, that's something else. Officer, like, hey, get off my balls. So they took him to the station. So they took this dude to the station, right? They started questioning him because they found like a phone, like in his couch. They're like, hey, this phone has a password. Can you give us this password? He's like, nah, I'm not gonna give you the password unless you guys take me out to go eat sushi or whatever. Take him out to eat sushi, and then he was like, I'm tired. I don't feel like giving you the password. And then this went on, I think, like for months, where they're trying to interrogate this dude. I think they're just too nice. I think the thing with the Korean police officers, they're too nice. They're too soft on him because they gave him everything like he wanted in the 30 days, right, within the month. He asked for like all these different dishes, like black bean noodle dish. He was asking for everything. They gave him everything. They never got the password. Like from his whole, like from his own mouth, he never gave the password up. But then, the officers eventually they found a password within, all the stuff that was in the apartment or the house that they were investigating. So they got the password. They saw everything. They saw all the transactions he made. They saw all the information they had on the admins. Every single person they had all the information on, the address, everything. Everything was literally exposed to the officers. The officers like, holy shit, we fucking got the holy grail. We got all the information on this dude. Like, we finally caught him. Like, we got him, guys. And then the dude, right, the doctor, he was like, can I at least take a bathroom break? Right? So they let him take a bathroom break. They're still questioning him.
Oh, here we go.
He took a bathroom. This is like a fucking movie. He took a bathroom break, right? And then before he went to the bathroom, he grabbed a 6-inch pen. They didn't even see him grab a pen. He grabbed the pen, right? He went to the bathroom. And then, dude, he went to the bathroom. He started fucking bashing his head on the sink like multiple times. Yeah, to where his skull was fucking bashed up, right? And then he shoved the pen in his throat because he was trying to kill himself. I was like, dude, that's the hardest way to kill yourself. But he shoved the whole pen down his throat. He didn't even kill himself.
So wait, at first I was thinking he was gonna bash his head into the sink because the pin was sticking up on the sink. So he's like, but so he smashed his head in and then swallowed the pin. So he's creating two situations where while they focus on the head trauma, he's choking on the pin, and this motherfucker still lives.
Yeah,
the universe is funny, man.
They fucking took his ass out. They fucking dragged him out, and they're like,
no, you ain't dying here today.
You ain't no, fam. You ain't dying out here.
That's crazy as shit.
Yeah, you ain't dying out here.
So a 2-pronged self-deletion attempt gets stopped by that's wow. Actually, I thought he was gonna off himself. That would have he should have stopped it. I
was like, man, you got that pen, dude. Stick it in your neck, man.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, he need to watch more shows on.
He should have did this first and then
then bash his head. I was like, okay, he really didn't want to die, so I was like, all right, this dude.
You swallow a pin, niggas gotta dig in there and just pull that bitch out.
So they pulled his ass out. They're like, man, motherfucker, get out here. We know you're fucking guilty,
you ain't
dude.
leaving yet, motherfucker. Shaking him.
Yeah, it's we got your ass, dude.
Damn, that sucks, man. Now you got, now you stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be on suicide watch forever.
Yeah, so after they caught him, right? It was officially known on paper this was the dude that he was the doctor. His official name was Cho Chu Bin. And the crazy thing about this, right? This kid was only 24 years old.
Wow.
In 2018 when he did all these this whole crazy Telegram shit.
So he's 33 now, some shit, 32.
Yeah, he was sentenced to 40 years in prison. So by the time he gets released, he'll be about 64 years old.
Could be longer, man. But I guess since he didn't commit the crimes physically with his hands, you can only tie so much up to to a person. Like, you ever seen the movie Seven? Like, there's this movie about this serial killer who kind of isn't a serial killer. He kind of puts people in these situations where they off themselves because of their sins, but he like disfigures them or whatever. He puts them in situations where they off themselves, and kind of in the movie it's kind of like, well, how can you really like press charges on this guy when technically he hasn't killed nobody? He may have kidnapped them and put them in these situations to where they were tortured. Like, he was a guy that was obsessed with, like, I don't know, like, not with the Bible so much, but he was obsessed with how a lot of people in humanity kind of lead this life of virtue, when in reality humans commit a lot of these cardinal sins or the 7 deadly sins. Right. And so he started going after like this guy, like he like kidnapped like this obese dude one time, and he tied him up to a chair and he put a gun to his head and he made him like eat a bowl of spaghetti. But what was in the bowl of spaghetti was like, it was pieces of razor blades in the spaghetti. So when he ate it and he ingested it, it tore his intestines apart and it killed him. And so the thing's like, well, how can we put charges on this man for murder when he didn't really murder them? He put a gun in their head and make them eat it. So it's like a weird like mixed situation of like
a loophole.
We can't really off this dude with the death sentence because he didn't really kill them, but weird, man. So I can see why it's like 40 years is kind of like, they probably tried their best to get his ass. They probably tried.
Yeah, like what's crazy, like with the 40 years, right? Like in Korea, when they said 40 years, everybody was like, "Holy shit, I think that's too much." They're like, "Hey, that's
really."
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, that's too much for something like a crime like that," because all the people that was affiliated with it, right? The admins, everybody who was exploring, they're also exploring these females. They were distributing these videos of these middle school girls, right? They were selling these footage like on the web, on Telegram and stuff. And those individuals in Korea, they got like 16 months prison time, like for that. Like all the admins that was caught up in that, I think it was like over like 100 of them that they caught, something like that. And
so that dude had to be the fall guy then. He had to take all the charges.
The doctor got like the ultimate prize of 100. I mean, not 100, like 40 years in prison. Which, like, if he's like, you know, on good behavior, maybe he'll get out in 35 years.
Right.
So, dude, it's wild, man.
Yeah, that's crazy as shit.
And then, dude, what's the crazy thing like about this dude? Let me just show you a picture of him. So you guys
get like a picture? Oh, you should have led with this, man.
I got pictures of this dude. Where is he? This is the doctor right here. The reason why he's wearing a neck brace is because he stuck the damn 6-inch pen down his throat. Yeah, this is him. Hey, dude, he looks like the fucking next door neighbor. Come on.
He looks like a kid.
He's a child, 24 years old, dude. And then the crazy thing about this, like in that, because like, here's the thing about Korea, right? If you're like a known criminal or something, you get charged with something. They don't publicize your name. Like all that shit is supposed to be like anonymous. Like you don't know who committed the crime. So like there's like a public outrage in Korea, right? Where the public was like, "Hey, you guys better show who the fuck who's behind, you know, this Telegram bullshit, right? Like show the face. Like we want to see the face, we want to see the name, we want to see everything." So they did like this. They had a petition out for the government, like, "Hey, you guys better release like the name of the person who did all this and release his face, everything." And they had 5 million people sign a petition to release like this dude's name, his face, and everything. And then, because that's what the public want in Korea, because they were fucking pissed off. They're like, "Nah, like this shit shouldn't be going down in our country like that."
That's beautiful. I love to see it. Yes.
Yeah, I like that too. And then they all got together. And then the government eventually they like, "All right, we're gonna release the name of this dude. His name is Cho Chu Bin, 24 years old. And then we're gonna give you like They put them all on camera, dude. There's like a video of him coming out like on camera where he talks on a microphone, and then you know what this dude said on the camera? Like once they put the microphone on him, like when he was looking like this and shit, he was like, "I'm sorry towards those who are hurt by me. Thank you for ending the life of a demon that I could not stop." That was crazy. Because he was like, "Thank you for ending the life of a demon I cannot stop."
So it's like,
So
it sounds like a cry for help. Like, thank you for stopping me. Like, I couldn't stop myself. So
yeah, also yeah, he couldn't stop himself, but then also at the same time, he's like saying like there's a demon that kind of made him do this, and he could not stop it.
and
You know, like it's not him. He's saying like, thank you for ending the life of a demon that he could not stop. So almost like you're saying like it wasn't even him,
yeah. Well, in the
which
real
is
world, we
fucking
can't.
crazy.
Well, in the real world, we can't charge demons. We can only charge your ass. So
Charge
ready for these
your ass.
40 years. Yeah, you know what? This is as powerful as the government is. And God, the government's got a lot of power. I feel like this every day to the day the breath leaves my body.
Till this
There's
day.
nobody
Yeah.
more powerful than people. I'm telling you, when people start fucking getting upset with shit, the government will start changing its ways. The government seems like the law wasn't gonna do shit with them until the 5 million like people came forward. It was like, hey, look, like, stop trying to hide this man behind some damn curtain. Like, he's a victim. He's the victimizer. Shout out to them. I'm glad people stepped up because I was starting to lose hope with this story. I thought this man was gonna walk and live a happy life, but I'm glad people
like
stepped
here's
up.
the
Man.
crazy thing like about that whole shit, right? Even though like God, right? Remember I telling you how God was the one who started the whole shit, right?
Right.
He had nothing
he's
to
the
do with the
lawyer.
doctor. The doctor, he almost got like influenced by what God did. After God left, he was like, I'm gonna take the throne. Basically, that's what happened. The doctor took the throne and he took the shit to another level. Because when they talked about like the doctor, right? The doctor was like, what do you think about God? He was like, God, he was doing like a lot of like good stuff, but I think he, like a lot of the stuff like he was showing like on his Telegram page was like child's play. Like it wasn't even on my level. So the doctor was like, yeah, like he was doing a lot of child play stuff. Like I'm taking it to the next level where I'm taking these slaves and I'm making them do, basically I can make them kill themselves, you know? Like it got like to that point. And people were saying like, okay, how can we stop like the doctor, right? And then they were saying like, I think the only way we can stop the doctor, we got to get God back in the scene and shit. And God actually came back on the scene. But the crazy thing, like when God got back on the scene, right? There's this hacker crew. I don't know what they call themselves. Like there's like a hacker crew, like in Korea, where they're known to take down like, you know, like people like God or whatever, right? So they've been investigating like God for a long time, like for years and shit. They would actually pinpoint his location and everything, and they caught his ass, dude.
Good shit.
Yeah, and the crazy thing was that.
So they got God?
Dude, they got God too. The dude that created the Nth Room. Yeah, the one that created the Nth Room.
So this is like anonymous type shit, but the Korean version.
Yeah, like like they had like this hacker group, and then like the police officers like they knew about this hacking group. They asked like, hey, like can we get permission to like investigate like God? Like could we try to find out who God is? Because the police officers like in Korea, they couldn't find out who God was with all their resources, all the money they had. They couldn't find him. It took like some damn college students with who's big on like hacking and shit. They're like, hey, we're gonna find God for you guys. I think eventually they found God, and then guess what he looks like, dude. Remember I show you like what the doctor looked like?
I hope he's not black. What is he?
Let me show you what God looked like. This is the dude that started everything. He started the whole
Asian,
Nth Room.
I
Yeah.
feel like he's not Asian, but I hope he's not black.
This is what. Black. Wait, let me show you what let me show you what the doctor looked like first.
Yeah.
That's the doctor, right?
Doctor.
That's the doctor with the brace in the neck because he's just hurt. Now this is. That's God.
Oh, we got a black shirt. Oh, damn.
That's a black whale, dude.
Black whale.
But look.
Wow, he even looks more like a weeb than the last dude.
Yeah. Look, okay, let's compare him, right? He got the Harry Potter glasses, right? Compare that to the doctor. They got the same face, dude. Look at this.
No, it looks like AI for a second with the glasses. It looks.
This is the same dude.
I don't want to say it's the same guy because I ain't trying to be that type of person.
Yeah, it's not the same guy, but I'm saying like their face is so similar. Definitely
no, dude, haircuts, everything.
All right, yeah.
Oh, but,
this is the doctor, and this is God.
Same hairstyle.
God created the whole ant room, dude. Notorious. Look at his shirt. Come on, a white whale that says black.
It says black.
What the? How they even let him wear that shirt?
But they got the same hairstyle, man. That's like the whole like. I noticed this with Korea, like with North Korea, especially with North Korea, they have to have the same hairstyle as Kim Jong Un. Everybody gotta have the same hairstyle. You gotta go when you go to your barber. Yeah. You better ask for the number one, the same. But and it seems Korea, like that, and that's almost
number one. Yeah.
And it seems like that's a very similar haircut. Like oh shit, they all kind of rock the same shit. Even in South Korea, which is weird because they don't really kick it with North Korea, but I guess that influence and spread over there. But yeah, no, they look like they're part of a cult because they all got the same look. Maybe not be they might not be related. They might not be brothers.
I'm pretty sure it's like a popular haircut, but I was trying to gauge like their face. Like they had like the same chubby face, right? Look,
no, the one right there.
Doctor, no homo. God, doctor.
But him right there.
God.
Doctor. No homo, but the doctor got bigger lips.
This is the doctor.
He's got bigger lips. He looks shorter too. The other dude looked bigger.
Damn, look at this. 24 years old, dude. Damn. He was exploiting middle school girls to do all these fucking crazy shit, dude. And you know what's crazy about like this whole thing, right? Like ever since like this came out like in media, like in Korea, a lot of people, they were checking their people. They're like, oh shit, you might be one of the watchers. Because they're like, all right, there's like 260,000 watchers out there in Korea, right? So like, okay, if there's 50 million people that lives in Korea, there's like one in every I think 200 males should be like a watcher. So like everybody was checking their dudes, right? Like if you're in a marriage, or like they were checking their dudes, they were checking their priests, they were checking everybody, their officers, everybody was getting checked. And then like one dude that got checked by his girlfriend, right? And she was like, hey, like I found out like you were one of the watchers. And then, the boyfriend was like, it's like, I really thought like these girls wanted to do this. Like I didn't know like it was against their will. And then she was like, what? Like if you watch the videos,
man. They don't get in their brain, man. That's why like they have like raper tendencies. It's kind of like the real true hardcore rapists that be like raping chicks on a regular and then making it like a fucking career out of it. They'll be the first ones to like, well, they wanted it, but in their brains, like no means yes. I guess it's like how you and me and normal men out there perceive reality when a rejection happens. It's like with them, it's like, well, no, they're just trying to make it a tease, and then they take it in a weird fucking way to where now they raping somebody, and those things be happening.
Yeah, that's why like I was saying earlier, like in the podcast, I was like, yeah, don't get so confused up or like caught up with these Korean dramas because it's not all like rainbows and butterflies, because like after like I researched like this topic on the nth room and stuff, it took me to a rabbit hole of everything that's happening like in Korea, South Korea mainly, and they said like a lot of like American people, when they started going to Korea, right, because they wanted to live in Korea because the K-dramas made Korea look so fucking perfect and shit. Like, oh, this is a fucking magical place, right? So these American females, they would go to Korea, right? They would make friends with these Korean people, and then next thing you know, like the guys like they were really friendly with, they would R-word them, like without consent, without anything, and then like, holy shit, I didn't know you were like this. And then they would get R-word, and they couldn't do nothing about it, basically, because the laws didn't help, the Americans, because there's like no law for like a foreigner that comes here and they get R-word, and then you're trying to go against like our system, because there's like a female, right? There's like a documentary about this where an American female went over there, right? She had like a relationship with some dude, but they were just friends, right? But then she ended up getting R-word, and then she was like, no, like I didn't consent to this. So she tried to sue him, right? She tried to sue him, and then the court, it went against her. They're saying like he was innocent because she didn't have enough evidence supporting her being R-word by this dude. And the dude got away off. he got off with nothing. And what the American people were saying, the people that's coming to Korea, they're trying to start a new life and, have this magical fantasy Korean drama life. They go over there and then they end up getting raped by all these Korean dudes. I said rape, R word.
Yeah, getting R word by the Korean.
Because I heard like in the algorithms, if you say it, like they cut your shit.
No, yeah, you gotta be careful though.
I heard that. Yeah. And you can't use the S word too. You gotta say like self-exit.
Wait, S word?
Yeah, when you like.
Oh, yeah. That's what I say. Self-delete.
I probably couldn't do that.
Self-delete.
Yeah, this has self-exit. But yeah, like a lot of Americans, they went there and they thought they were gonna get this fucking cool Korean dude, but the cool Korean dude is not cool, dude.
He ain't cool at all, man. He's the worst of the worst.
This is not no Korean drama. The dude out there, R word, all of them, dude. Jesus Christ. You can't do nothing out here, dude.
Bob says twins. It's gonna be hard to pick them out of a lineup. Out of the line, yeah. They look similar, but they look like fam, man. I ain't gonna lie. They look like they could be fam, but I don't think that'd be. That's wild, man. I don't know. I feel like on a whole, on a global level, and my mom has always told me this, and I've always been kind of like about it. My mom has told me for like a long time that the world is more misogynistic and hates kids more than it will ever like be towards race. Race is like one thing, but it comes to like misogynistic and how to treat kids, it's like a next level shit where it's like people from different races like do horrible shit to women and children, and it's kind of like as far as like being a man, you're like a lot more protected than this other group of people, especially children. Children seem like they're the ones that catch the L's the most. Because they'll catch it from the damn mom sometimes too. So from shit I be like watching on the news, like fucking getting murdered by their mom and getting drowned in the bathtub. So it's like, I don't know, man, that's sad, man. I feel like I want to complain about it, but I don't have a solution on like how to like, what can you do to protect the powerful, like protect the kids from the powerful, or protect the women from the powerful, protect us from the powerful in these crazy ass situations where they can do these type of things.
It's hard.
And the guy that was doing this shit as well, I mean, I'm not sure what his background is, but I doubt he was like a career politician or anything from type of background. He just found like a niche that made money. And while, yeah, you may be able to throw these guys in jail, you guys are going to track down the actual people that was in these chat rooms? More than likely not. And God help us all if they have to track down these people, because that's the real shockers, the ones who were in these chat rooms to me, more than anyone.
Yeah, I think like the people that was in the chat rooms, the watchers, they gotta find out like their identity, because like they were saying, it could be celebrities, CEOs of huge companies, politicians, all of that, dude. They were all a part of it, because half of the users like were in Korea, but the other half, the huge other half, was globally in every other country.
They just wanted to
see this, dude. It was crazy, dude. Like, I remember playing this game on Steam, right? I forgot what they call it. I think they call it like the Red Room, something like that. Where I was playing the game, and then I was a dude in like an apartment building with a computer, but on the computer, it was logged on to like the dark website, the dark web. So I was playing as like a investigator on the dark web, right? And they came across like a whole bunch of crazy ass websites like Grandma Feet, weird shit like that. And then it got like the main thing was like this girl she was locked up in a dungeon, right? And then everybody in the chat was commenting, hey, can we request to chop her legs off? Can we request to chop her hands off? So, shit like that, Like, can we murder her on Friday? Get her head chopped off on Friday? It was like shit like that. And this was a game on Steam, on the PC. And then when I saw it, I was like, damn. I was like, is this the type of shit that goes on like in the dark web, And then like when I heard this story, like in Korea, where they had the whole Telegram chat rooms, where they had people in the chat rooms that pay a lot of money to request like, hey, what's gonna happen to like this girl the next day? Because they had this girl, like I had on the thumbnail, she had a plastic bag over her head. That's a real thing. She had a plastic bag over her head, But the only difference is, in real life, she had the plastic bag over her head, but she was completely naked. And then they sent it to like the media station, like the news station. They're like, hey, if you guys don't air this, she's going to kill herself the next day. She's going to light herself on fire. So they're like, all right, if you guys don't show like the story like on your news, like she's gonna kill herself the next day. So they aired it like on the news, and then I think the reason why they wanted them to do that is to get more people to come look at the Telegram links and shit. You know, because they're like
promoting, yeah.
Right, because like you remember like the like what I was saying, like how Telegram is so secret, right? Like nobody can get caught like that. So they felt like they were like invincible. They're like, yeah, like we want you guys to talk about us like that, because there's like a journalist, right, that was investigating that whole Nth Room stuff, where he was trying to investigate, trying to see everything was going on, and the people that was in the chat, they knew there was a journalist that was in the chat that was investigating, and then when they found out he was investigating, they got his name and everything. They got his name and address and everything, and they exploited his ass. They're like, "Oh, we got all the information on everything you got." And then he was like, "Holy shit!" Like he started backtracking. He's like, "Holy shit! Maybe like I fucking bit off something that I cannot handle right now."
Yeah,
because
I'm in too deep, man. Like,
right, like they were trolling the fuck out of him, like to the point where they put like a banner of his name. Like on like the Telegram chat, there's like a banner with his name. They're like this is like the Telegram link that this journalist talked about. They put his name like right at the top.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Like thank you for talking about us, because it's gonna bring more traffic to us and we're gonna make more money.
Hey, what's it? There's a saying for it's like there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right.
It's like good or bad, man. You want to get a market for it, like.
Yeah. Basically, that was the whole thing. And then, that journalist, he was like, he had like a mental breakdown. He was like, damn, it feels like I'm punching air right now. Like I'm not doing anything. It's like, because nobody is paying attention to it, because even like his own life is getting exposed. It wasn't shown like on the news out there in Korea. Mm-hmm. The only place where he was getting viral views was on Telegram. It wasn't being shown into the main media. So his whole life was exposed on Telegram while he was trying to expose the Nth Room shit. But his whole shit got exposed. So it was like, what the fuck? But then the main media didn't fucking expose it. Yeah,
that's like what's it, the Streisand effect. You try to do something that's gonna expose something, and it bounces back, and then you wind up getting exposed, and you like, no, that wasn't my intention to be the exposed one. I mean, I'm the exposee or whatever. I'm the one that's trying to call out shit.
Yeah, then you end up getting caught up. Like, what the fuck? Like, now I'm in trouble. Yeah, but that's all I got with the Nth rooms. The Nth rooms, chat rooms.
What does Bob say? Bob says get in politics. Oh, talking about with the people that be showing up? No, dude. Take it for somebody who watch politics a lot. Some of the most fucked up people in society are like the ones controlling the shit that we gotta abide by. Weird, man. Politics is weird, man. Politics has become like the new reality show to me, and like across the board. It's become like this next level, like, hey, this politician that's Mr. Anti-gay or whatever, and being like, yo, gays are wrong, they're going to hell. Well, he just got caught in a fucking subway bathroom getting sloppy toppy from a male prostitute. But yeah, he's trying to pass laws saying that gay people can't get married. Politics is weird, man. You always catch. Usually, when people in politics get loud and proud about some bullshit, they usually in reality, their life is probably on the side that they're fighting against. It's almost like a weird, like, psychological thing of where self-hate, I guess. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Politics is weird. Got some freaks in it.
Yeah, freaks. Definitely a lot of freaks in that.
Trying to pass laws to marry like 12-year-olds in Indiana and shit like that. The Midwest getting kind of weird with that, man. Trying to marry 14-year-old girls. I think 11. I'm sorry, not 14. 11-year-old girls. I think they try to push. Weird,
dude. Infants, dude. Like remember, I was telling you like there's like a kink for like every room, right? The Nth Room, right? It's like a flea market. They got a room for everything. What Bob say? She says, "Gotta be dirty to play the game." Okay.
Yes. That's the only way you can get in. You gotta get your hands dirty. They gotta have proof that you were dirty in order for you to get in the game. If you ain't dirty, you can't get in. You can't get in, big man. You're gonna
right. Yeah. You gotta get your hands dirty, and then they'll play with you.
You're too good.
Yeah.
You're too good of a person.
You're too good. No, take a step back. But what I was saying earlier, like how like the whole ant room was like a flea market, right? Like there's a room like for everything, dude. Like, you know, from little kids to big kids to babies. Dude, they got like they have this thing called the lolly room. You know what a lolly room is?
Hell no, I'm scared.
Yeah, you should know. Yeah, I was hoping you don't know that. But like a lolly room, right? It's like a place where they post videos of like little children, like in daycare centers.
Oh.
Yeah, like doing God knows what. But like the crazy thing is, right, about these lolly rooms. Like you would think, like, okay, you send your kid to daycare to be taken care of, like, you know, like how kids should be taken care of, right? So they found out, like in Korea, when they send these kids to these daycare centers, the people that's watching over their kid, they're the one recording the kid, dude, and posting it. Like it's these teachers and these people, these guardians that's watching over your kid. That you trust, right? You pay money for these people to watch your kids. They're recording your kids and posting it on these Telegram pages.
Wow, I'm not surprised, man. That's scary. I remember, like, this isn't something I remember because I wasn't around for that. But like with the Satanic Panic, where the accusations came out with the daycare in the '90s, and they threw that poor goddamn janitor in jail for like 25 years. Come to find out, he never like molested his kids. I see on sometimes we could get too extreme to want to make these accusations, but at the same time, when you do have these daycare centers acting kind of fucking funky towards these children, your children, then it kind of makes you like, it's kind of hard to like, yo, what are y'all really into over here? Like, okay, you guys can get it wrong sometimes and make wrong accusations, make it seem like these places are like a satanic cult, but then you have an issue where like y'all are actually recording yourselves doing these things. There was a video that came out earlier this year where like some like this daycare person kicked the fuck out of a kid, kicked him, punted him like a football, and thinking when nobody was looking. They do weird shit with kids sometimes. It's like old folks' homes. How old folks, like my great grandmother, when she was an old folks' home, she used to get abused all the time. I heard she had a smart ass mouth. That's neither here nor there, but the fact that she was getting abused in the old folks home, it's like sometimes people in these jobs do, like, not all these people, some people will get like, the best intentions in their heart to actually want to be there to help kids grow, or maybe help older people make a transition to like their twilight years in their life. But then you get people who want to get in these positions that they want to beat up kids, they want to abuse kids, and then many type of ways, sexually assault them. Same thing with older people, they want to beat up old people and shit too. So
right.
It was as much as there are good people in this field, there are people who actually just want to be in it they just want to like have access to do the sick things that they want to do. And if you got the credentials to do it, that's the thing. Like you can get the credentials, you can take a test to get in this shit, and you got access to be as sick as you want to either these children or these older people or anybody that's at your, you know, that you got to watch over. You know, it's, man. Shit makes my anxiety skyrocket. Oh, this world is too much. Yeah, it
makes me not want to have kids, huh?
Someone a robot kid, as you say.
Yeah, or like adopt like an adult kid.
Yeah, like straight up adult. Like just fast forward to like
26. Like damn.
Right. Fast forward to 26.
Goddamn. Like, yo, help me cut this tree real quick.
Your big ass.
Your big ass arms.
Even though you was born last year and
you 26.
You know? You want to fight?
Bob says, no kids, it's too much baggage. Bob has like 12 kids.
Yeah, how you gonna do that? Too much baggage. You got 12 kids, Bob.
No, she has like 2 kids.
2. But I mean, look, one's a lot,
okay, man. Okay. Now I remember what I was about to say. So, like, remember how I was telling you how like the whole Telegram shit, they got all caught up, right? The whole shit, it all got shut down. I don't know if it really got shut down. But, you know, there's a whole bunch of copycats that came, you know, from, like, this whole situation. Like, everybody wanted to be the doctor. Everybody wanted to be God. So they created, like, separate pages to where, all right, I got all the footage of everything like they got, but I'm going to charge you, like, $10 if you want to see all this shit. So they were still making money. And then on top of that, right, it went from like Telegram to Discord. So at Discord, we all know how to play on Discord and stuff. And I think, dude, what's the crazy thing about this whole thing? And then I don't think people really realize is a lot of the users that was seeing all of this crazy shit happening, that was requesting all these females doing all this crazy shit, it wasn't even adults. It was children requesting these crazy ass things. That's the wild thing about this whole story. Because kids were requesting weird shit for kids to do this. That was the weird thing about this. That's why when it transfer over to Discord, you gotta be careful like what your kids are doing on Discord, because Discord, it's like a whole nother entity, like Telegram, right?
Dude.
It's a whole nother monster within. Like, I get it, it worked for whatever it has to do, but for them sharing information, especially like explicit stuff, like I don't know if they can be caught for that shit, but a lot of it can be shared within the whole Discord community, because after the whole Telegram shit, like with the whole God and the doctor, it all got transferred, all that data got transferred over to like the Reddit. I mean, not Reddit, Discord. But I think Reddit got it hit too. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Reddit got it too.
I think Reddit got hit too, yeah. Yeah, so like, shit, like, because if you think about it, right, when the doctor, he had the children to cash out his Bitcoins or whatever, they cash out the Bitcoins and then they put it in a Dropbox. And these kids don't even know what they're doing. Right? They're not even a part of the whole thing. Like, it just had to be like in different hands to where it can't be traced back to the main hand. Yeah, so it had multiple children doing this, and then who knows, like, because the admins are like, all right, I'm going to get my little sister to do it, and then she's going to get her little friend to do it, and it's not going to be traced back to you. It's like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, crazy ass world we live in, man. It makes you feel helpless sometimes, man. It's like, man, what can you do?
It makes you shit.
It makes me feel helpless. But then, like you told me before, like what you saying before, like when in South Korea, when the people stepped up, was like, hey man, you better let who this man's name is, because at the end of the day, despite how fucking awful people can be, there it seems like to be one of the few times that everybody can get on code with each other with the most heinous shit, and it seems to be when the children are on the line.
Right.
There's even like tribes and towns in Africa where if somebody's accused of like being a child molester in their town, they're gonna fucking kill them in the street, and the cops will show up and be like, "Well, what we're gonna do? Like, we see a dead body in the street. What we're gonna do? Question everybody. Everybody's gonna say they don't know what happened. They're all gonna group up and be like, well, we don't know what happened. The body was just there, but we know there's a record of him being a child pedophile. So now we don't just take the body and to bury, and then we're never gonna find a murder for it, because the people have spoken. Like, at the end of the day, people don't want this shit. But even racist people don't want like this shit of these pedophiles. So it's as sick as it is, it's a weird way how we can all come together and be like, yo, fuck all this shit. The kids, first and foremost, we need to take care of. And
yeah,
it's like, man, I'm scared to have a kid in this world. I really am. But at the same time, I want a child, but fuck, I get anxiety just trying to worry about me. Like, what the fuck? I worry about a whole other being.
Yeah, you gotta watch your own
fiance. That scares me. Shit, that's a whole kid.
Yeah,
but
gotta block that butthole.
Right, night.
Night. You take a nap.
Keep that butthole tight.
Ouch. What was that?
Ow.
Alien's like, I'm out.
You know, I stopped at the wrong planet. I meant Mars. My bad.
The alien ant people. What else we got for tonight? That is it for that.
Yeah, but that's the whole episode, man. I got an episode next week about.
That should be the whole episode.
I had a topic for tonight about a tribe in Southeast Asia that can stay in the water like 10 minutes. They're presumably like Atlanteans type beings.
Hold on. I know about an African tribe that can do that, and I heard about it physically. They told me this, like, while I was at work. They said, hey, like, you know, there's like people in my country that we can hold our breath for like 30 minutes underwater. And then he talked. He wasn't even like a American citizen.
Bob says 5 hours. Yes, I just read the title. Yes, they can hold their breath for 5 hours, dude, all day. They, big spleens, everything. Like,
goddamn.
Asian Atlanteans. That's might be the title for next episode.
Their lungs must be like shit. What is it made out of? Steel?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that tonight, but we can save it for next week because I feel like I want to do more research because I feel like there's a deeper story. Because those people that I was like reading this article about, they've been in this area for like thousands of years. So they got big spleens. They hold their breath for like 10 minutes. They do it for 5 hours, like Bob says. Crazy shit, man.
They're like they evolve into their environment, basically.
They did, yes. I was gonna talk about it. I'm gonna say that for next week, so we ain't gotta worry about the main topic.
When you say next week, you're talking about Tuesday, like in a few days.
Saturday. I still got training.
Oh, okay. We're doing Saturdays. Okay.
It's a Saturday. Yeah. Saturday. Then.
Okay.
Yeah, so Saturday. Yeah, because I gotta go to court soon.
What for? What?
I gotta go to court in 3 weeks, dude.
Jury duty?
No, I got jury duty. I got another thing. That's jury duty, and I gotta go court. I got called for jury duty in Atlanta.
What?
Yes, man. And it's because I vote. That's my problem. It's because I vote and I let them know I vote.
Jesus Christ.
So if you vote, the second you vote,
you gotta come back out here?
No, actually, I'm gonna just put. Yeah, actually, I'm sending the paperwork in right now, saying like, "Hey, I'm not a resident of Atlanta for now, and I can't make it because I got work to do." So I'm sending like pictures of pay stubs, my driver's license and stuff to let them know like I'm not currently a resident of Lithonia anymore. Like this. I live somewhere else, so
yeah, you're good.
So that's but then I got a whole separate court case. I got some other shit. I got another thing I go. So
damn, somebody dox you.
Yeah, this shit's getting fucking busy, bro.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I get some wine tonight. I need to wind down, man.
yeah. Drink some wine. I don't want to know. Yeah, just drink some wine.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Thank you for joining me again on this.
Always.
What is today? Saturday. Thank you, man. Because it was a while, right? We skipped a week. We skipped the whole week.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad. I needed that space. This week was fucking busy, man. So thank you for being patient with me, man. Recently I've been like the guy that's been kind of busy, but I'm still trying to like settle down and get my life together out here. Jobs are a little bit kind of like, I like it. I'll stick with it. If not, I'll keep moving. I'm of the mindset of like I shouldn't have to feel like I need to stick to a job if I can afford to quit. Like, if I can afford to quit and keep paying bills, let me move on. I'm not trying to get stuck on some shit and then be some slave to something. So I'm still experimenting with the whole job thing. So, if I can jump out of a job real quick, I'll jump out of it, find something else. If not, then I'll roll with this.
Jump out, dude. We create a circus.
All right, man. I wish I was about to say N-word. I was like N-word. I wish this was my job. I almost slipped up. Like, I wish this was my job, bro. Like, god damn.
Same here. If we can make this like our job, it'll be so easy.
All right, man. I've been like trying to do research about how to like get a podcast, like to blow up. Like,
dude, we're gonna get it. We just need one episode.
That's all it takes, man. One big ass one, and then
it just takes one episode. That's it. That's it. We out here. And like, who are these guys? Where they came out of nowhere? No, we didn't came out of nowhere. We got a fucking 3 years of.
Them one's got 200 episodes.
3 years of podcasts.
Right? Go back and listen to all
double digits. We need like quadruple digits now.
Right.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We've been here. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Bob, Judy's in here. Thank you, everybody.
Bob, as always, thank you for showing up. Judy,
thank you, Bobby.
Love
all right,
everybody.
We'll catch you guys next week on Saturday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.